Good morning, everyone. My name is Brady. This is Be All in Sports. I wanted to come on here this morning to give you all a little weekend recap, so to speak. We did not end up being successful in our My Way Parlay Challenge this weekend. So I did not come on and put any more bets in because I was trying to experiment with a couple things, but I didn't want you to think that I forgot. And I'm going to be fully transparent here. I put in quite a few of these things. I think I put in maybe 7 on the day. Unfortunately, the the one that I gave you and was using as the main challenge, that was one of the ones that missed by one leg of the whole 5-piece parlay there. But we had several that did hit. Let's see, what did I put in? Well, obviously I put in my own bets, obviously. So I'm gonna try and figure out a way to get these out to you. Maybe it's like through Discord. I'll get that Discord up and running. But I did put in a 3-piece bet with the Rams, the Dolphins, and the Lions. That all hit. We also had one of the Your Way challenges. Like I said, I put in quite a few of them. Some of the ones that I put in on those morning games were Drake May, 22 rushing yards, Kyron Williams, 54 rushing yards, Drake May, 133 passing yards, and Stafford, 135 passing yards. So that all hit. We also had Alvin Kamara, 81 rushing and receiving yards, Jameis Winston, 193 passing yards, Alvin Kamara, 3 receptions, and Derek Carr, 144 passing yards. That one all hit. We had for the Lions and Jaguars, Gibbs, 46 rushing yards, Montgomery, 25 rushing yards, Goff, 122 passing yards, and Montgomery, 1 reception. Obviously, that all hit. The one that I gave you that did not hit was the Hall 31, Taylor 38, Taylor 1 reception, Aaron Rodgers 112 passing yards, and Wilson 37 passing yards. Obviously, Wilson was the one that did not hit for us. Everything else was good to go there. We also missed another one later on with the San Francisco game. I had Jennings with 2 receptions, C-Max 68 rushing and receiving yards, 3 receptions, and Smith and Jigba 2 receptions, and Deebo Samuel 52 rushing and receiving yards. Deebo let us down there. He's usually a Seahawk killer, so I had a feeling after I put that in that he was going to probably be the one that caused me problems there. And then I put one in with the Chiefs that missed. Smith-Schuster got 8 yards instead of the 10. Everything else, Hopkins 28 receiving, Hunt 30 rushing, Mahomes 131 passing yards, and Allen 108 passing yards, all hit. I should have rethought the Smith-Schuster play. I thought he was going to have more playing time and be more part of that offense that day. So my mistake on that one. But we did have some in the later game that I ended up putting in again to experiment, and everything was good to go there. They all hit. So that was good. I'm going to rethink this whole thing. I'm still going to do this challenge just the exact same way that I did this time, but I'm thinking about throwing out some options for you, give you a few of them per week that you can, if you want to follow that one rather than follow the one that I'm officially doing myself, at least it'll give you some options that way. So I'm going to rethink this a little bit. We were successful. We did have some hit on the later game. J.K. Dobbins ended up pulling through. Everything else was hitting except J.K. Dobbins, which I needed minimum 44 rushing and receiving yards for him, or 50 rushing and receiving yards on a more of a higher parlay that I put out there. He ended up hitting it on that last rush where he got the touchdown. So good job, J.K. Love you, man. That's awesome. But I wanted to kind of recap the rest of this weekend and let you know, be transparent with you, let you know what we hit, what we didn't. I'll be right up front right now. The UFC bets, even though I did go 7-5 on my picks, I got to do better on those. They were terrible on the betting side. I should have just stuck with a couple that I was highly confident in, even though they were the underdogs, because my underdog plays, most of them did hit. Unfortunately, the one that I went with, Yanata Denise, did not. So, that's fighting. That's the world that you live in when you sports bet on fighting. But we do have some other picks coming up. I will get that out tonight, and think I'm gonna have some decent picks in there. Usually I do not put in my bets on fights early, but in this case, I am gonna put them in early. But wanted to come on here and at least give you a little weekend update so I didn't forget you. Let you know that we are still out there. We're still going to put some videos out. I do have a play already. I'm not going to do an NBA play, but I do have a play already for the NBA slate, the in-season tournament tomorrow. So I'll put that out probably later on tonight so you guys can grab it or not. Some of you that have been watching, you may already know where I'm going with this, but if not, we'll see. We'll see how we go. I like the pick though. I've already got my bet in on it, so it's not a difficult pick. But I wanted to go back and kind of recap what we've been doing here this weekend, especially on that football end, because we had some interesting stuff going on. Here's what we did. First off, we did have a pretty good NFL slate. I know Josh was extremely happy that he is not going to be cutting his hair this week. So that is one thing. The Bills did end up pulling one out against the Chiefs. I was on the other side of that. I thought that we would get that great plus money on the Chiefs, but hey, that's football. It's hard to go undefeated in a season, and this was kind of an obvious game, honestly. If you were betting against the Chiefs or thought that they might not be able to get that undefeated season, this is probably one of the games that you were looking at saying they wouldn't get past it. So totally understand there. But I gave to you a couple bets before as quickly as I possibly could. I don't know how many people saw them, but Lamar Jackson to get that interception, I said that this streak had to end. It did take a hell of a play to get it, but he did end up throwing that pick towards the latter half of the game. I had a feeling if the game played out the way I saw it playing out, which was going to be a close game. Fortunately for me and this bet, since we did have the Ravens behind, they were forced to get the ball down the field a little bit quicker. So that did play into it. If they would have been up like I had predicted that they might at that point, I kind of saw the score flipped. Then the Steelers would have been the one passing. I said to the people I was around that day too, I was like, Russell Wilson will get this interception before Lamar Jackson, and I believe he threw one in the end zone. So, but we got the interception that we needed for Lamar Jackson there. So I was happy to see that. That was a good plus money unit play there. We also, I put this out quick, kind of put something together, hoping that people could grab onto it. The Steelers, 8 plus 8.5. I reversed the spread there, got an alternate spread. Obviously, they did win the game, so they beat that spread. Sorry, I did not correct that. The Vikings -1. They obviously got that game in hand pretty easily there. So covering the -1 wasn't a problem. The Rams ended up covering, obviously won the game. So they did get that +2.5 spread. I went alternate spreads on a lot of these, if you knew. And then the Packers, even though they did end up winning by 1, DraftKings pushed this one. So we didn't lose it. They ended up winning the game. That was probably the only hairy moment out of this one. So the Packers ended up getting it done. We had a +389 originally with the boost. It obviously paid less because of the push, but we still hit everything in here. Wasn't a total success, but obviously we got our payout. We did okay. But yeah, that's just a little bit of what we did this weekend. Obviously, I did not have any NBA bets, but I'm going to be coming back again. I will have another NBA bet tomorrow that I've already got in, and I'm probably going to end up waiting because I think the odds are going to get better. So I'll give you that as soon as possible. I'll be on again tonight with Josh. We're going to kind of recap the week. Maybe throw out another bet tonight. I do have another bet that I'm going to be throwing out there. I will get this as soon as I possibly can, a little bit later today. I got a busy day today, but I'm going to get everything arranged and out. And then I will have my UFC full card breakdown coming out later. We're going to build it back up. Obviously, in my picks, if you've been watching for the past 3 weeks, I've been highly successful in the picks, so we're going to keep that rolling. We're going to get everything back on track after that losing weekend that I gave you on the betting side. Listen to the picks, and we'll get better with that when we'll put out some heaters this weekend. But I got some stuff lined up. We've got some stuff this coming week that's going to be cool. So if you've subscribed, thank you very much. Hit the like and subscribe again. Let us know what you think of the page. We're going to keep updating this, keep getting better, keep getting you more bets because I love to do this. So I obviously put in a lot. I'm trying to get them out to you as much as I possibly can, but the ones that I'm giving to you are the ones that I'm trying to have the most confidence in. So that way, if you are just blindly following them, you can at least trust that you're going to hit some of these. But as I always say, do your own research. Help us out. If you've got suggestions for us, give us those suggestions. Josh's hair survived another week. We'll be back on tonight. We're going to see if we can get that hair put on the line again for another game. We'll see how we go with that. We'll see what he wants to do. But other than that, my name is Brady. This is Be All In Sports. Stay tuned for the next episodes coming up, and have a great day, everyone. Peace.